Hey folks, it's Jill and Mal for Lunch with Jill and Mal, the new and improved version of Lunch with Mal. Well, that's way too close up. We're gonna zoom back out here again.
Okay.
It's like I didn't put up foundation today, so
I
we're
didn't
not we're
either.
not we're not doing that. So, how are you over in the house today, honey?
I am good. I'm sad though that it's 33 degrees out and that it's not warmer than that.
This is the last day of this cold weather, I think, though.
I hope so.
It's gonna be cold in a
How
day
are
or
things in the sunroom?
the sunroom is glorious. It is currently 75 degrees in here, and
Nice.
it's bright and sunny, and I'm not in the basement. For those of you who don't know, I spend the winter in the basement, and I'm really happy not to be doing that right now. Do you want to put the everyone comment in the group, honey, or should I?
Oh, I can do it. You're better at just talking.
All right, I will just talking. Hey, Sephiros, how you doing? And hey, everybody else who showed up, say hi. Always cool to know who's here. Um, we are today. Let me find the right Facebook group. Aha, found it. We're talking today about Facebook ads, sort of in general, and our upcoming Kickstarter that we have, and some of the fancy things that are in there. Um, yes, Carmen, sunroom is awesome. It's me and my plants hanging out in here. The plants spend all year in here, but it does get down into the 50s in here in the wintertime a lot, so they can handle that. I can't. Um, Weather is drunk this year, Dharma. You're right. Like theoretically, this weekend is going to be the last night dipping below freezing in March, which normally that last freeze happens in April. But right now, we're not looking at any
It,
freezes after this, which is amazing.
it took me a while to find the video because
Did it?
the main post it said it hasn't started yet. And
Oh,
then there was a little button that says watch live. So I clicked it and then the video opened. And then you started talking in the video that I was watching. Yeah, and I had to mute it. And then I had to tag everybody.
you made it though. You did it.
I did. I somehow managed to do all of that. Ugh,
You survived. So
barely, yes. Hi, Marcia. Or Marisha. Or, I'm sorry, I'm bad at pronouncing words. Ugh.
yes, Taylor and yeah, Marisha and Dharma,
Yes,
and
video
that's everybody else.
multiverse.
Yeah, we're like streaming this in 4 different locations, so we have comments
Yeah.
coming from all over the
Yeah,
place.
whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or Mal's personal page or the group or
Yeah.
in the 5-day Facebook ad challenge group.
So we should talk about our actual topic. Although I mean the weather is always a good place to start because like
Yeah,
Dharma said,
yeah,
it is
people are
drunk.
still showing
So
up. Marisha, I like that.
yeah. I like that. Marie Shah. That's an interesting way to spell it.
Marisha.
Um yeah, so Monday we actually are starting our Kickstarter for the third edition of the Help My Facebook Ads Suck book, and it's almost completely rewritten other than like an appendix and one how-to section. It's got with lots of shiny new graphics for it and stuff like that, and it's also the longest edition of this book ever, so it's all new and it's all more and all new, and that's going to be in the Kickstarter as one of the base rewards, and it's on at the beginning at the opening of the Kickstarter it'll be less money than it will be retail, and then it will be the same money as retail after that phase. So it's not like we're like just out there just trying to get you money. We're just offering a bunch of other things as well, in addition to just getting the book, because you can get the print, you can get all the ebooks that we've done for our Help I'm an Author series. And we also have a bunch of different video courses and consulting offerings that we're going to have in the mix too at discounted rates as part of the Kickstarter.
Plus exclusive content that only Kickstarter backers will get.
Yes, that's true.
Including a section in the Help My Facebook Ads Suck book about CRM, I think.
CPM.
And an exclusive Kickstarter only class on what is different.
Yep.
In
Yeah, those
Facebook
two
ads
things
today,
will only be
which
for Kickstarter folks.
We'll cover Amazon attribution links as well in the book, and most likely the walkthrough. So if you are interested in those things, you're going to want to join the Kickstarter.
Yeah, and that one thing is like a webinar we're a live webinar we're going to do where I'm going to talk about everything that's changed, everything that's new, and then people can ask questions and stuff like that. And that's going to be like an add-on that only Kickstarter folks will get. And the CPM thing, I mentioned it before briefly, but it's about how much it costs you to reach each unique 1,000 group of people with ads, and how you can use that to tell if your ad is reaching new audiences and scaling well or not. So fun stuff there too. So, well, tons of people, Amy and Judith, and I'm like reading Rainbowing here. And Casey. I thought for a second there were two Mauritius, and I'm like, wait, what are the chances? But it was just me not recognizing pictures properly. So yeah. And I'm really excited about it. I wrote it back in November, and then we wanted to run the Kickstarter before Christmas, but we didn't have time, and we were still wrapping up a Kickstarter we just run for my fiction books. And then there's Christmas stuff, and then there was our Disney vacation that we took, and we didn't want to be running a Kickstarter in the middle of that. And it was just like, oh my God, like the year is like just fills up so quickly, and we're already almost on month 4 of this year. So it's been a while coming, but we're really stoked for it. I'm really excited for what people are going to be able to learn using this edition of the book and some of the new things it teaches. I just said something.
I know that was me, but it didn't. It posted as you.
That's hilarious.
Not me. I don't know if I can.
Well, that's right. It was Romper Room. Yeah, I always get that mixed up.
That's weird that I can't. I guess I just tell it where I want it to send it, and I said all, so I think it just posted everywhere as you and not me.
Everybody becomes me.
But were we talking about Facebook Reels at all, or how to run ads from short video?
I do talk about video and ad and like how to make your ad creative. I don't address Reels specifically because functionally they behave the same now on Facebook as regular video. They basically, Facebook will just sort of prefer one video format based on the screen it's showing it on. But that changed, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months ago, when they made it so that basically, like on Instagram now, all videos are Reels. They all function like Reels. They used to have 2 separate video setups, and Facebook's kind of going the same way. I think they still differentiate between the orientation of the video, because some people still use Facebook on their desktop devices, but that's really the only difference. So I do have a whole thing about video, how to make short video, how to do it well. I don't get into like the sort of the specific nuances of creating Reels or TikTok videos using the tools in the app, but more about sort of just general practices with creative and how to lay things out and understand negative space and stuff like that.
Yeah, the other stuff would fall outside the scope of the book anyway, so I think that's all right.
Yeah. Although we do periodically do a Facebook ad creative class where I do get into video for almost like a solid hour of that class. So that might be something to keep an eye open for.
I guess we could always even spawn off a video only Facebook ads.
We could, yeah.
Where we just talk about ad creation.
Now I want to make
length and things like that.
Yeah, write another book.
I didn't say book.
Oh, but what if I want to write a book about it?
I mean, if you want to write a book about it, sure, go ahead. I won't stop you.
I'll wait and see if we still have TikTok in a couple of months or not, if that's gone before.
Well, we could always do, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels.
Yeah.
They pretty much serves the same purpose as
it does, yeah.
TikTok Reels.
Actually, I don't think the government is banning TikTok anytime soon, to be honest. The law that they're trying to pass to ban TikTok also gives the government the ability to snoop in every app on your phone to make sure that you're only using apps the government approves, and I'm pretty sure that that's not going to make it. So I think we're going to be okay in that regard.
Does anyone have any questions? Please throw them in the comments. Mel, do you feel like you want to preview the Kickstarter page live, or is it not ready yet?
You know what? I think I am ready.
I'll put you on the spot, but
sure. Just give me a second. You can chat about something cool while I bring it up.
Chat about something cool. Oh no. Now I've lost all thought. This is just gone out of my head. It'd be better if people had questions rather than expect me just to randomly chat. We could talk about our daughter, hot dogs. I don't know. I'm not sure.
You spitballing like this is not your
No, I don't have any practice. I'm currently writing a book. Does anyone want to hear about my book?
Right.
No, the book is perfect. I don't see your name, Facebook user. It's perfect for a beginner.
Yep, absolutely.
A lot of the foundational basics that you need. Um, and I lost my train of thought
Oh my
again.
goodness, honey.
I know I'm bad at it.
Yeah,
We've
it's
actually
just
want to include primer words, either like mouse pads or just documents for specific genres. So you can get the ones that are going to appeal most to you. For words, you need to put in your blurb and your ad copy to signal genre, trope, warm up an audience to purchase a book, first, watch a movie. All those, it's almost like subconscious clues that are in there that can do a lot of the work for you. I don't think we have any previews of those, but I have been actually Mal has a master list, and I've been adding to it in the
oh
back.
cool.
Yeah, for some of the genres that are a little lighter.
Yeah, there are some genres. So yeah, so primer words, for those who don't know, are words that people always have positive associations with that you want to use in blurbs, ad copy,
We'll
even in
have
your writing and stuff like that. So we're going to be having some add-ons that you can get that'll be things like that. And those aren't all loaded in Kickstarter yet, but I can show what we have, so you can kind of see
I
what we're
figure some of them
offering.
probably won't have a preview in time, but if we show basically what it will look like.
What are you talking about?
That we may not have all the primer word documents configured and uploaded in, like, I don't know, Printful in time
Oh,
before the Kickstarter
by the time
launches.
Kickstarter is over, we will. By the time it
Oh,
launches,
okay.
maybe not. By the time it's over, we will.
Oh,
But
all right.
that's not the main thing people are here for. You're not here for a mug, right? You're here for
No.
learning the stuff.
Yeah.
So someone said best suggestion for audience building. It depends on the audience. You'd have to give me a little bit more than that. That's one of the things I think about advertising in general, is that there are no one size fits all answers, because every book is different, every blurb is different, every cover is different, every title is different, every author is different, every audience is different, every reader is different, and there's so much nuance of what you have and what you're selling and who you're selling it to, that it's learning how to do ads well is more about learning to understand those elements than it is about trying to find specific things. But if you tell me I could give you some suggestions if you tell me what you write and what kind of audience you're trying to build. So yeah, it's going to be a 20-day long Kickstarter. Starts on Monday, runs till the 20th or the 21st. I just forget how they calculate their days. If they count if you start like at 8 o'clock one day, does it run till 8 the next, or does it run to the end of the day the next? I have to look at that. I always forget how they do that on Kickstarter. And so the first thing, of course, is I always have like a nice little welcome. Also, if you're thinking about running a Kickstarter, this might be some useful information too, because really with Kickstarter, you want to make it personal. You want to say, like, hey, here I am. Here's who I am. I've made this thing for you, and it's going to make your life awesome. But I'll scroll on past all of the how and the why, and how our book is going to make you just an amazing person, more attractive to the gender of your choice, and far healthier than you currently are. I mean, it'll do all of those things and more. No.
How about more attractive to the genre of your choice?
Attracted to the genre of your choice. There you go. Sorry to see.
And I'll just answer a question.
Sure.
But yeah, where is it? Does the book cover how to do ads if you're just starting out? Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
definitely got that for you. And it's got things in there about how to like up your game. I break it into how to create ads the most effective way, what not to do, what's not built for us. And then I also, on top of that, I talk about how to analyze the ads, how to fine tune the ads, how to find the ads that are working the best, how to scale them, and then a lot of things about how to build the right creative to do all of that. So actually on the day we go live on Monday, you'll actually be able to get the book for $8, which is less than the retail price will be, but normally be $10. And then also for $25, you can get all three of our help books. So launch plans, blurbs, and Facebook ads. And then also for $35, you can get a signed print copy plus the ebook. And then the next things we have are sort of taking it beyond just running ads, are how to really do more. So we have the Facebook 101 video course that we've made, which is for those of you who would like to see all of these steps being gone through and basically have me walk you through all of these processes. That's part of this video course plus a bunch of other stuff. It's about 4 hours of video broken into about 5 or 6 different sessions. And then we also have one on writing blurbs and ad copy. So it's a course just on that has a number of videos that really dig into how to break apart your book, understand the genre trope elements in it, understand your character elements, the components of a blurb that you need to, what your blurb's trying to do, and then and then how to create the best everything there. So that's in there as well. And then we have the option to get, I still have to do some of the copy for these things. We're still coming along and all of that. But you can also get all the books, and you can get a 90-minute call with me that you can be broken up into 3 30-minute calls, or 60 and a 90, 60 and a 30, to talk about your ads and to go over your ads and help you create an ad strategy to get where you want to go. So that's something that's available too. And then the bigger ones are the consulting, one-on-one consulting that would happen with myself and members of our ad team. And this is like $300 off of what it normally costs to do this. So we have like 4 hours of consulting time, and then we actually also do a lot of monitoring of your ads between, and do genre research, and we help you build up creative images and stuff like that as part of it. And then we also have a mastermind that we do. It's a year-long mastermind. This is a discounted price on that as well, where you get like weekly calls with us, monthly one-on-ones with both Jill and I, and then you actually get access to all of the other courses that we have, like everything that we've made, you get access to as part of this mastermind. So some cool things in here, and then some just like basic stuff. If you're just here for the book and you really just want to kind of dip your toes in, you can start out right there with a nice small investment and get this thing running.
There's a question for you.
I guess it depends. So for the, are you talking about for the print editions of the books?
Yeah, they are talking print.
If you want to get a print edition, so the Kickstarter is for a signed print edition of the book, so we will be shipping it from the States. If you want to wait and get it just less expensive, the print edition for less on Amazon later on, it'll be up on Amazon after the Kickstarter, probably a little while after the Kickstarter is over, and you get your print edition that way.
Would be worth it for us to have an option not to get a signed copy, so we just drop ship it basically?
I guess we could do that. I don't want. I hate every Kickstarter I've ever done in the past. I always make them too complex and create too many options, and create sort of this management nightmare for myself afterwards. Like, who do I need the book for in person? Who's shipping out this way?
We could make the price the same. Just maybe they would, when they're contacted at the end, say that they don't want a signed copy to save on shipping. Then it wouldn't be any extra steps for anybody, really.
Yeah, we could think of a way to do that. That's, by the way, if you are running a Kickstarter, that's something to keep in mind. On the fulfillment creep can become quite a thing. Yeah. But if you really want to get a print copy and not have to wait for it, and you can't afford to pay, because it is expensive to some countries, especially to England right now. Like shipping a book to England is like $40 for a small book. Yeah, if you want to do that, let us know. I'm sure we could work something out.
Yeah. Just make a note on who you are, and
be quite happy not to have a signed copy. I see how it is.
Poor man's little heart. Oh.
I'm so sad right now. Yeah, we could work that out. We could work that out. Maybe if you want to drop ship, we could say if you want to drop ship, shipping's included. If you don't want to drop, if you want it signed, then shipping's going to be extra. That might be a way of handling that. We could totally do that. But yeah. So like I said, this is the Kickstarter page. I still have to write in some more text and whatnot, but that's one of the things I like to do. If you are thinking about doing Kickstarter, like Kickstarter on the right-hand side of the page also has all of the different reward levels that you can back at in here. But sometimes it's nice to be able to have a little bit more info. And I find just creating sort of these banners down at the bottom with more information about each reward, and also giving people a visual is really nice. Although they did just add in this thing where you can now have a graphic for each of these reward sections on the right, so it's a little bit less important, but I feel like the more content the better, right? Like it's always nice to give people a little bit extra view into what they're getting.
They look very nice and swanky.
I think so too. I've got a little more tweaking to do. I always do that. Like I'll build all the graphical elements for something up. I'll get them all done, and then I'll let it sit for a couple of days and be like, okay, I hate this one. I'm going to fix it. This one I like, and I'm going to keep it. Signed book plates. I mean, I've always felt book plates are really weird. Like, isn't a book plate like just a sticker with my signature on it or Jill's signature on it?
Pretty much. But you could make a fancy sticker. You could add a header or like, put the Writing Wives logo on there. But yeah,
if people
we don't have any bookmarks, but I guess we could make a help my Facebook ad suck postcard or something.
We can make the help I'm an author. I think that's
help I'm an author.
I feel like that would actually make a really fun t-shirt, right? Like the help I'm an author t-shirt. And people are like, what do you need help with? And you're like, everything. I need help with everything. I'm an author, don't you know?
Right.
Yeah, we could do signed book plates.
I like the idea of having something funny that ties in with the help I'm an author thing.
that could totally happen. Let me. My mouse is actually all squirrely. Oh, because it's on the wrong screen. I was seeing my mouse on my main screen, but it was actually moving around on my bottom screen. We do have. I'm going to bring up the one thing that I like that I made that I'm going to show you guys.
I have lots of power over here. I could just add things to the stream. I can block myself. Like it's amazing.
Did I give you too much power?
I won't touch anything. Otherwise, it probably like Jill just ends the broadcast in the middle just because she's wondering, what's this button do?
So, let me share this. This is like kind of a peek of. Wait, that's the wrong tab. I'm sharing.
Yeah, that's the one we were
tab.
just looking at.
That is the one we were just looking at. I'm going to remove that. Boom. Present. It's this new thing where you can share a tab, or the whole browser. And I just forgot I was sharing just a tab. I actually kind of like it though. The ability to share just a tab is kind of handy. There we go. So this is actually unfortunately like not the head-on view, but this is like one of the things we want to make with the primer words. So you can get like a mug, or we're going to make like little posters and whatnot, like just smaller ones you get in your desk. So that's stuff that could ship anywhere easily too. And again, like primer words are all words, like I said, that have all these positive connotations and whatnot. So being able to have these like on something that's always nearby, hopefully idea will be that you'll remember them more often. And as you're writing your newsletters, as you're writing ad copy and whatnot, you'd be like, oh yeah, rally, gather, union, explore, tempting, unique. These are all positive words. Unite, impact.
I kind of want the whipped cream part of this.
Whipped cream is a selling point, right? Like,
yeah.
I always wish we could like find a topper for the mug that is just whipped cream.
Well, yeah, we have a few mugs with toppers that kind of like. I mean, it's a snow globe, but it's like the same principle, I think.
I feel like the whipped cream thing might cause all of us just to like grab a whipped cream thing and just spray into our mouth a little bit too often. So we probably shouldn't do that. But yeah, so we're going to have some stuff like that, and that's all going to be add-ons. That's kind of a neat thing about Kickstarter now is that they've made it so that you can make all of your rewards with your basic packages in them, and then someone can grab all the add-ons too. And so I'm going to have to make a section on the main page about all of the available add-ons and what they're going to look like too. So people can get those. But again, the cool thing with all of the add-ons we're doing this time is those will all be drop shipped. I'm not signing mugs or anything like that. So
you might end up getting several packages from us depending what you order.
Yep.
And that's okay.
Exactly. I like that. Who said they definitely need help with everything? I have too many windows open. Judith. Well, I think it'd be kind of a funny shirt, right? Help, I'm an author. You could have someone who's like buried in books or something like that. You know, I think that could definitely work.
Yeah. So if we can get it together in time.
Yeah. So we're super excited about this. Obviously, it's a little bit scary, you know, because it's our first ever nonfiction Kickstarter, and like we've done very well with fiction Kickstarters in the past already, but we're like nonfiction Kickstarter, like, you know, how will it work? But Jill looks pretty confident, so I think it'll be all right.
I'm pretty confident it's going to be successful and fun and a lot of work, and that hopefully by the end of the Kickstarter, everyone will have more information, be able to ask more questions, and get stuff that will help them with wherever they are in their journey.
Yeah. And we're going to be running videos like this periodically throughout the Kickstarter. Obviously, we'll still be doing the regular.
Sick of us. We're going to be around multiple times a week.
Yeah, we'll be hanging out, but also you'll give you a chance to ask us questions about what's available, and honestly, if you want to ask us just general Q&A stuff about Facebook ads, you can use this time for that too. Like someone asked about audiences, but they didn't say what they wrote, and I was like all eager to.
Someone did. She said, "This one."
Oh, it does. She did say. I'm sorry, Nicole. I missed that.
But you kept talking, and so I didn't want to interrupt you.
So I mean, there's a bunch of. I mean, you can target a number of authors on Facebook. On Facebook for audiences, and it depends on if you're writing romantic fantasy, non-romantic fantasy, dark fantasy, high fantasy, all sorts of things like that. There's lots of different targets, but if you're doing romantic fantasy, there actually are a fair number of romantic fantasy authors that you can target now. Of course, that depends on your heat level and your genre, like subgenre as well. Like say, for example, like Ilona Andrews is a great target. Patricia Briggs can be pretty good too, depending on the kind of fantasy you're writing. If you're doing more high fantasy, no romance, you know, you've got some authors out there like Brandon Sanderson. You can always target some of the oldies, but the goodies, you know, like Lewis and Tolkien, and you can build some pretty big audiences doing that. But there's like dark fantasy as a category, fantasy books as a category. So if you want to be super broad and just target anyone who reads fantasy books, you can actually use that audience, and then just make sure your imagery your ad creative that you're using is really focused and super trope and genre heavy, so anybody who even just sees that image knows this is fantasy I like or this is fantasy I don't like. And Facebook will actually use that, how people are reacting to your ad, to tune the audience and be showing your book, your ad to people who are more likely to actually engage with it. So it's like audience building in Facebook now also involves your creative. So there's a lot of different elements to it. I want to see who said they'd be happy not to have a signed copy from me. Who said that? Judith.
I knew it was Judith because she lives across the pond, and she's the only person I know that still uses the angle bracket G like we used to in like 1996.
Oh my god, Jill and I met on the internet in 1996 in a writing chat room. So
capital G was my thing back then.
Yeah,
I was always grinning.
Yeah, and then we're like, what's this LOL nonsense they're coming out with now?
LOL.
And you'd always, it's funny because like first person emoting is the kids do it all the time now, but they'll sort of do it like, leans, they'll just write in italics like leans back with a confused expression or leans back in confusion or something like that. We used to do that too back in the day, but we put them in angle brackets. It's how we roll. Did I say hello, Christina? I think I might have, but if I didn't, hello, Christina.
Hello.
So any other questions? You guys have it all figured out for Facebook ads? You know what you're doing?
You have a Q&A type question. You need to know something about Facebook ads right now.
Or if you want to ask about, a website question, what we should be doing with your website, a launching question. If you're curious about something about a blurb, what you should be maybe doing with your blurb. These are all things we help authors do all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I'm also really excited about is getting more people into the coaching that we're doing now for Facebook ads, because now it's not just myself doing it. I have a team that works with me. It's Felicia Beasley, who many of you might know, and Eliza Gale, both of whom, of course, are authors and have a lot of experience doing Facebook advertising. So you don't just get one person looking at it. You get three of us with different genre experience, and collectively we've worked all together. We've worked with hundreds and hundreds of authors on their ads and whatnot. So it's really fun too, because we do a lot of the calls. There'll be more than one of us on the call. So, we work with an author and be like, well, I'm trying to do this and I have a book like this. And then invariably one of us will have written a book like that and be like, oh yeah, I've got a book like that where I did this. And here's how I'm marketing it or something like that. So it's a lot of fun to be doing that now and to get like multiple viewpoints. Or if one of us is having trouble, we get to tap the whole team and be like, hey, we're working with customer XYZ and we're having trouble getting this particular ad to scale. What can we do to make that better? So it's good stuff. Selling copies of books is important. That does have to happen. And some of that is just the basic marketing stuff, like how, is your cover on genre? Is your title conveying tropes and stuff like that? I think one of the things that one, and this is different for everybody's situation is different. What you're trying to do with your writing career is different. But I think, one of the things that we have to think about is that being an author is like starting a small business. And it's also working in a field where not only are you creating the product, but you're also having to package and market the product as well. And it's as complex as any other type of digital marketing and product creation that has to be done. So people go to school for this, right? And people spend years working their way up through companies, as like the lowly person in the marketing department, eventually to being the person who actually gets to set the strategy and the vision for the marketing department, to get the knowledge they have. So it's, none of us should expect to come out of the gate knowing everything we need to know to be an author. So your first few years of being an author, you're in author school, and whether you learn through the School of Hard Knocks or you take courses to figure out what to do, either way, you're effectively paying in some form or another for this knowledge, in your own time and energy or in money and whatnot. So I think some people, they sort of get down on themselves and they think, I should be able to do this on my own without any help. And it feels like failure to either A, have things that just don't work, like try books, try genres, try covers that don't work, or B, pay for a class from someone, or a course or consulting or whatever it might be. But I think it's okay. It's normal to do that one, and whichever way works for you is also okay. But just don't expect that that you should just get it all right out the gate and it should be simple. It's complex. There's so much to do with marketing and understanding, newsletters, understanding creative, understanding the ads, understanding all the paid services, understanding the people out there that are scamming, and just have nothing to offer and just trying to take your money, even knowing to spot that's hard. I have a couple of authors. Some of them I lovingly joke that they're like my grandmother now, because they reach out and they ask me if different things are scams and stuff like that. And I'm almost always like, yes, basically assume it's a scam unless I tell you otherwise.
Yeah, if something promises to make you an overnight bestseller, or you're going to sell, thousands and thousands of dollars of books after taking their course, it's usually at least, they're overestimating what you can get done and how easy it is, because basically you all became business owners and you probably didn't really sign up for that. You didn't think about that. Like, that doesn't dawn on you and you're like, I'm going to write, and I'm going to write my, these amazing stories I have in my head, and I'm going to sell them and make a little, some money. And then before you know it, you're a business owner and you're wearing every hat. And you have to come realize you don't need to wear all the hats, that you can get help. And it's not a failing to get to, ask for help, or have to get, have to invest in yourself and your business to make things better, to find a way to move forward. Because I personally find spinning my wheels and trying to figure stuff out on my own, either professionally or business oriented stuff, frustrates me, and I get frustrated. But if I sometimes hire a coach to help me solve one problem, I can feel like I'm really accomplishing something, and I have someone to report back to, and someone that's going to help me figure things out, and I feel much more accomplished.
I've always been very much I want to do everything on my own, and I think partially it's because, like, I'm a pretty competent person and I can do most things. So I think, well, if I can do it, I should do it, and I shouldn't farm it out. And Jill's also a highly competent person, but she doesn't have that same viewpoint. And so she first said to me, like, we should, because obviously we said, like, hey, this whole Writing Wives thing is actually like a cool business and we have a lot of fun doing it. We love teaching and helping people, but we also need to, like, make a living doing it and pay the bills, because it's very hard for me, like, especially I can't write on the same days that I do consulting calls, so it had to, like, pay for itself. And if we're going to do it, of course, we want to do it well and grow it and whatnot, just like anything else, right? If you're going to put all the energy into writing a whole bunch of novels, you'd like to have someone read them. It'd be kind of nice. And so Jill wanted to get a coach, a business coach that would help with a lot of these things. Like, well, we don't need a business coach. We already know all the things. And it wasn't cheap. It was like a $10,000 coach or something along those lines. I think the first engagement she did with him wasn't that much, but it was not cheap.
Close to 10. I don't think it was quite 10 when I first signed up.
And I was like, I don't know about this. Like, I don't know. But the boost it gave to our business, just getting this third party to bounce ideas off of and help us structure things, and sometimes just see the forest for the trees when we couldn't, was invaluable, and, like, completely changed the way that we do so many things, and has put us in this position now where we're actually like actually able to make a career off this other thing that was kind of just sort of a side business. And I feel like the same thing is true for writing, and we've helped so many authors do that with their writing businesses, is turn them into a real business. So that was definitely a learning process for me. And now when Jill's like, hey, I found this new coach, I want to work with them to see if we can, like, improve this area of the business or something like that, I'm like, cool, sign up, let's go. When does it start?
And then I hired a weight loss coach, because I decided, it's sort of off topic, but not really, that if you can make these improvements with having a coach for business, what if I applied this to something in my personal life that I've always struggled with? What if I found a way not to do it on my own, just like I do in business? And so I know that makes me feel really good, and I feel very successful right now.
Yeah, you are.
So we have a comment here. I'm going to quickly. You still have time? No? You
Yeah,
still have time? Okay.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry. So I think this is Judith. She does have an amazing, I think, sci-fi cover. She just has one out, but I think she has like 3 or 4 of the books written. So what I was going to say is, don't try to push the rock up the hill. That, like, spend all your energy every day pushing your rock. You're going to want to, get those other books out, and expand your marketing as each book releases. You're not going to necessarily want to waste. I don't want to say waste, but put a lot of effort into it when you just have one rock.
Yeah.
You want to wait till you have, like, a boulder that, and a bunch of little rocks that you can get to the top of the hill.
And wheels. Eventually you'll get
wheels. And you can use basically this time to sort of practice and refine your skills and slowly add new things. but I would make sure that, you get the follow through. So readers have something to go on to book 2 and book 3 when you really start advancing up the hill.
Yeah. And also, like, if you've got one book out, and you put in this much effort and that gets you one reader, and the reader isn't equal to the effort, because you've only got the one book. Well, eventually when you have 3 books, this much effort will get you this much reading done, by reader sales and reads and so on. And you get your next book out and this much effort gives you this much. So the same amount of effort you're putting in right now can slowly but steadily give you more and more results. So if the effort is both time and money, which it almost always is, you're better off waiting before you put all of that energy in, like save that
interest, really.
Yeah. Really
but
is
you want to lay the foundation. You want to build your newsletter list. You want to have all the pieces in motion. So when you do get 1 or 2 readers that really liked the book, they sign up for your newsletter. So when book 2 comes out, you tell them and they go buy it. And then you just build on that. And as you grow in your skill, you'll grow in your confidence. And suddenly these things are like driving a car. You just get in the car and you just go. You don't think about it anymore. And as tasks sort of become that automated process, then you can add new things to it. And for the people that like to buy courses and like to take courses, you like taking classes, pretty much like some authors, me too, like to take all the courses. You take everything that comes out, but you also want to make sure that like you take a course and you learn, but then you have a reflective period. You don't immediately jump into the next thing. So you can take what you learn and apply it to yourself, your career, and your business. Because if you take a course and you don't apply it, then there's no real sense in taking it. Eventually you will, if you don't apply it, you will forget what you learned. And then, it's kind of a waste of money. But if you take a course, spend some time in it, reflect on it, and then apply it, you'll get a lot more out of it as you move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. That's sage advice, honey.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time collecting this advice and thinking about these things.
It's pretty cool. It's many hands are everything we've been doing lately is so emblematic of many hands make light work. It's just so awesome to have multiple. I know sometimes you feel like that's one of the hardest things about being an author, that you're all alone and doing so many things alone. So that's why, it's great that we have such an awesome community, and it's cool to be able to lean on people and get help and stuff like that.
And sometimes you feel like you could be falling behind. You see, like, you're doing your thing, you're writing your book, you're doing your Facebook ad, you're happy, you're content, but you see everyone over here is doing TikTok. They made $8,000 last month because they had a TikTok surge, right? And you think, I need to do that. I should be doing that. But then you see like 8 different things that are just like that. And suddenly you got serious FOMO. You want to do everything and you feel stressed out. But sometimes you just have to know, like, what you know when you know it, and you're ready to advance when you are, not just because everyone else is. Because someone else had a success doing, got a viral video going on TikTok, doesn't mean it's easy to replicate.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Absolutely. All right. I think we should go, though. Not that we should go. I need to eat, actually, is why we should go, because I want to eat before my next call.
Want some steak?
No, I want the spaghetti I made last night.
That's dinner.
But I want my spaghetti and meat sauce.
You can't have it for lunch.
I already had steak.
Well, do you want some chicken?
I want my spaghetti. There's so much spaghetti and meat sauce. I'm having some for lunch.
Okay. You might need to make more spaghetti tonight for Eva. So
yeah, that's fine. I can make more spaghetti for Eva tonight.
Okay.
So you guys get a little bit of our IRL interactions here with me.
I could make you soup.
No, I only have like 10 minutes. So
okay, that's fine.
It was great chatting with all of you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks for the questions. And I hope you have a fantastic day and enjoy this slowly arriving spring that always seems to take too long.
Yay, spring. Let's go. Bye, everybody.
Bye, folks. Thank you.
See you soon. Mm-hmm.